What is happening?
All right, everybody, and welcome to the Swiss Army Nerd Podcast for the first time tonight. I promise.
Definitely not the second.
Not the second. Welcome to the Sports Special. This is your host, John Stickert, and my co-host,
Stephen Cockram.
And we're gonna try to get this going again. Not sure what happened in the last one. If it fails again, we're probably gonna hang it up. Let's hope it doesn't.
We are running.
We're up. All right, we're
for
up.
now.
I'll just go over what we're going to talk about like I did previously. We're going to talk about the NBA Finals, the collapse of the Warriors, UFC 238 upcoming, some of the Stanley Cup Finals, just predictions that nobody cares about because it's hockey, some NBA or NFL news, rumors, stuff about players, normal stuff, a little bit of everything. So as long as we can stay up and running, we should be good. So I guess we'll just dive right into it. First thing first, the NCAA pulled back the 3-point line.
What?
I never heard that. First time news.
That's the first time I've ever heard that.
First time ever. So yeah, I think that's cool. Definitely shows the impact people are like Steph Curry are having. Interesting to see. I wonder if they'll ever add a 4-point line. That's an actual discussion right now. So yeah, half-point shots and stuff like that. I don't know if it'll ever happen.
There's no way.
I don't know. It depends if ratings got bad enough. Also, if you want to comment or say anything like whatever, do it in the comment section. We have Steve reading them right here, so we'll be able to respond pretty quickly.
If I don't like you, I'm not going to read it back. Just saying.
We don't take negative critiques very well.
Chris.
We just... Chris, our number one fan.
The first comment, losers.
Well, Chris, you're a pile of shit. Anyway, let's get into it. We'll just do some NFL stuff. That's the big juicy stuff. Le'Veon Bell had $520,000 of jewelry taken from his house.
His girlfriend.
He deserves
Not
it.
him. It was his girlfriend.
You know why he deserves it? What kind of idiot spends $500,000 on jewelry? Do you understand that it goes away over time? Like it's not an increase in value. Nobody wants your gaudy. Like,
Jewelry's forever.
no, it's stupid. You deserve it. I hope you never get it back. So dumb. What is the manager?
Rant of the night.
I'm sorry. It bothers me that a man spent $520,000 in jewelry.
Don't.
All right. So, good start for him with the Jets. Already fitting right into the Brooklyn area. Odell Beckham, your favorite player, says that he's ready to, quote-unquote, hang banners with the Browns.
Yeah.
I mean, that would be ideal.
Listen. I think the Browns could possibly win their division.
Mm-hmm.
But if Baker comes out and has the career he had, or has a year he had like he had last year with way better weapons, they legitimately have a chance to win their division. If they don't win their division, I think they're the first to get a wild card.
The Browns?
Yeah.
I think they have to win their division. I mean, I guess the Ravens would be second in that division. The Ravens are decent.
I don't have faith in Lamar Jackson.
I don't either, but that defense is always consistent.
I feel like Lamar Jackson is going to have a very, very bad year. To the point to where they're going to call up Denver and be like, hey, can we have Flacco back?
You're going to get Lamar. I'm calling it. He's going to have a bad year, and you're going to trade up Winston for Lamar.
Oh, so one garbage for another garbage.
At least one doesn't, steal crab legs.
It's true.
This is true. I don't know. I think that on paper, like we've said before.
Jeremiah says, what's up?
What's up, Jeremiah? On paper, they look like they have a lot going for them, but it's easier said than done.
Yeah, paper opposed to actually out on the field producing is totally different. Our teams look great on paper in the offseason.
I don't know about that.
And then football comes around and the Bills.
The Bills?
So
I'm under the belief as long as Brady has a heartbeat, nobody's getting a ring.
Yeah, you got 4 more years, that division. You just sit and just wait for Brady. He's got 4 more years if he goes to where he wants to go before he retires.
I just, as long as Brady exists on this planet, unless your name is Eli Manning, you're not stopping him.
Yeah.
But, we'll see. I think it's you would be illogical to say anything else other than I want to win championships. Like, that's what you're supposed to say. I don't think it will happen. I think the Browns can make the playoffs and maybe win one game, but they will never be a contender.
Yeah, they're not yet. That I could see.
I don't think ever. I'm under the belief that once a loser, always a loser.
No, that's not
the
true.
Bills. It's been like 30 years being losers.
Okay, but I agree. I think they can make the playoffs. They're not going to make it far into the playoffs. I don't think they're going to make like the AFC title game or anything like that. Not yet.
I think save for trading for Aaron Rodgers and J.J. Watt, they wouldn't have it. They wouldn't be able to do it because once they get to that point where they're looking down the barrel of a Brady, they're going to choke.
So, my friend Megan wants to know when we're doing the simulator, the contractions.
Not enough people shared it.
Yeah, we got to. We gave you guys all a challenge at the end of the show last week. We wanted 20 shares.
We didn't even come close. If anything, you people should get hooked up to those things because that's not fair. I don't want to torture myself I'll do it for shares. I won't embarrass myself for shares.
You want the simulator, you got to get us the 20 shares.
Yeah, I don't even care where you share them.
And like we said last week, you can't share it 20 times. It's got to be 20 different people have to share it.
Unless you share it once a day for 20 days.
All right, then. Okay. If you're going to go through all that trouble.
If you do that, that's commitment. All right, a little bit more. Rodgers wants to throw to Devontae Adams more. He threw to him 168 times last season. I don't know how much. What are you going to do? I guess they don't really have anyone else to throw to right now.
Nope.
But really, I just wanted to use that as a lead-in. So they're doing beer chug competitions ever since that video leaked, where it was the lineman of Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, we were going to pronounce his last name last week, and then we were like, nope.
It's like Lebowski. It's not even close to that. But he was a chug champ, and Aaron Rodgers could not chug. And then Stafford came out with a video showing he could chug, and Roethlisberger, and so on and so forth. And because Rodgers lost to every quarterback that did it, his response was so savage. It was like, well, at least they're talented at something.
Oh.
Like, more than me at something. And I was like, that's how you should react. That's good. And anyone who thought Aaron Rodgers was a chugger, why? Why would you ever think that? He looks like he drinks a lot of milk. He doesn't look like he drinks.
He looks like he's a wine guy, not a beer guy.
Actually, that's more accurate.
I feel like he sits at home
Wine
with a nice
cheese.
book, Sports Illustrated, whatever, and just sips on a glass of wine. I'm going to go with red wine, too. I'm just going to throw that. Aaron, if you're listening,
A nice Merlot.
you let us know what kind of wine you like.
A nice Merlot.
If he answers.
It'd be awesome. We'll hook you up, Aaron. We'll get you a 13 bottle of something. Pats are under the belief as you that Gronk will still play this year.
Absolutely. I don't think he's going to start this season. I think he's going to go like 5-6 games into the season, and then either the Patriots are doing really, really, really well, and he's like, I can win another title, or they're doing really, really, really bad, and he wants to be the unsung hero and come in and turn that team around.
I think it's kind of genius, to be totally honest. That's what I would do. He doesn't need the money anymore. He never needed the money. His family's already rich.
Mm-hmm.
So why bother? Why play 16 pointless games when you know you're going to get to the playoffs? You know what I mean? It's actually genius. I hope you're right, to be totally honest. I don't think you are, but I hope you are. I also think it would be a pretty douchey move for him to do, especially if they somehow lined up with a shittier team in the playoffs and then Gronk steps on the field. It would be bad news. But, I would like stories like that. Anything else for the NFL?
No, I'm good.
Really not a lot going on. Everyone's trying to figure out parts and pieces and whatnot. I did find out that J.J. Watt's hero is Brett Favre. So,
That's not bad.
JJ's a piece of shit.
Wow. Well, I understand you.
He butchered the lion. He should be in prison for killing lions for 20 years. It's ridiculous. Even in Minnesota, he killed us. I thought that was cool. It amazes me that it took 12 years for him to finally meet him. You think
It's J.J. Watt.
I know, but
I'm just saying that's weird to think that they hadn't met.
Yeah, what is Brett Favre even doing? I'm sure he has a lot of
Wrangler jeans commercials.
Does he still do that?
I think so. Either that or the.
I think ever since he sent the dick pics out, they cut him. I don't know if he still.
No, he definitely still does the Wrangler jeans, for sure. He's got that commercial where he's in the backyard playing with Jerry Rice.
Yeah, no, you're right. Actually, now I remember it. All right, so we're gonna talk a little bit of the UFC. 238's coming up. Fortunately, not gonna see it, but really, there's only a few matches that a lot of people know about. The biggest one, Cerrone versus Ferguson. Some of our friends are huge. He's the Buffalo Bills of UFC fighters. He never gets over that hump, and I think Ferguson wipes the floor with him. That's my opinion.
I don't know UFC enough to even put in a comment.
Ferguson is the next closest thing to fight Khabib, and he won.
I know Khabib.
Khabib is now the highest paid fighter in the
He
UFC.
deserves it. He's the best one.
He's not.
Oh yeah.
He actually has he finally signed a fight.
He may have been like number 2 until he knocked out number 1, and then knocked out number 1's entire team in the stands.
First of all, he choked out number 1. He did
Same
knock
thing.
out.
Oh, same thing.
But I know everyone's pulling for Cerrone. Cerrone's an awesome guy to follow. He's a really cool guy. Like, he does awesome things, and
I'm gonna go off on a rabbit hole real quick.
Let's
When
do
I
it.
hear Cerrone, you know what I think of?
Mm.
The movie or book, Holes, Madame Cerrone.
Oh, that's amazing. That's not.
Right.
It does not. He does not look like that.
No, I'm just saying. Every time I hear that name, I just think of the movie or book.
That's all I'm gonna think of now.
It's
You
Cerrone.
ruined him even more. But a lot of people are. That pretty much is a number 1 contender fight. So, Khabib has a fight coming up. He's fighting Dustin Poirier, and he's gonna beat the bricks off of Dustin. I hope he doesn't. I would love Dustin to upset him because Dustin was one of those people. He had an up-down career, and now it's finally going up. So, I would just love to see Khabib get dethroned. I think he's a prima donna. He was saying how like McGregor has to beg to get a rematch. What kind of idiot businessman wouldn't want to fight McGregor again? You get multi-millions of dollars when you fight McGregor. I don't understand it. I don't.
Chris loves that movie, by the way.
Holes?
Yeah.
It gets old. I'm not a huge fan of the psychotic one. What's his name? Shia LaBeouf.
Shia LaBeouf. Yeah, but that was when he was like not psychotic.
It's still, you can see it if you watch that movie. He's got crazy eyes. It was in him the whole time. A little bit of NHL. Can't even say it.
Here it is. The Stanley Cup Finals are going on. It's between Boston and whoever.
God, we have to at least somewhat advertise it. Honestly, I actually don't care. I only wanted to talk about this guy, Zdeno Chara. He got hit in the face with a puck the last game, and he might still play. He's got a shattered jaw,
Listen,
and he's still going to play.
I'm not particularly fond of hockey. I've watched it here and there with Freddie. We all know Freddie. But I'm not a huge fan of it. But I will tell you, they are some mean people. Like, you watch some of the prima donnas in basketball and baseball and even football, and then you see a guy take a puck to the jaw, break it,
Shatters it.
and then suit up, and just put some ice on it. I'm going out there.
He
So
still played that game.
yeah, I'll give it to the hockey players. They're some mean people,
They're
but
the toughest out of any sport. No others, other than maybe UFC. Even then, if you break your jaw, you're supposed to stop. That's insane.
yeah.
That's insane. I marveled at that. I saw that, and I don't care who wins. I guess Boston. I want Boston to win if I had to pick
Haven't
one.
they won enough titles in the last
No,
10 years?
I love that they're the biggest heel in
Can
sports.
someone look that up for me while we're doing this? Someone out there watching us, look up how many titles Boston has won in the last 10 years.
Probably,
Every title. Doesn't have to be
20.
just football. Doesn't have to be baseball. Like, I'm talking in general, the whole Boston area.
Hockey, baseball,
Yeah.
basketball,
I'm curious.
football.
I'm going to say at least 6.
Well, 6 has to be because of
10 years.
yeah. How
Oh,
many?
yeah.
That's
No.
pretty cool. No, you're right.
No.
Because he won in all 3, but still. Either way, look that up. That would be cool to know. We're gonna save NBA for last. Let's just do a little WWE, get it out of the way. There's not a lot to talk about. We're not talking about blood money in the stand. I refuse.
No. Not absolutely not.
I refuse to. I think it makes us look stupid as fans. CM Punk possibly joining AEW.
Wouldn't
sorry.
surprise me.
That would blow my mind because already with Moxley, they're competing, and Moxley's whole new character is phenomenal. You know who he reminds me of? Stone Cold Steve Austin, like to a T.
I didn't realize he went over to New Japan and won a title over there too.
He just did it. That was yesterday. Yeah, he went over there. He won the United States title, and now he represents Japan, and he's gonna eventually represent AEW. It just shows how dumb WWE is. They had that guy, that megastar, sitting there not using him, making him act like a jackass for 6 years, only when he's not in the Shield. And I love that match. The highlights alone are super cool. We posted them on the Swiss Army Nerds page. It's really cool. Even if you're not a wrestling fan, it's a brutal match. Like, they were slugging. It was awesome.
Yeah.
But it's definitely one of those things where it just shows how WWE has no idea what they're doing. But the only glimmer of hope is NXT. And that was the greatest takeover I've ever seen. It's the greatest pay-per-view I may have ever seen. I've watched it like 10 times. It's the best 5 matches I've ever seen. Period. Not even close.
I mean, NXT always puts on, especially Takeover. Takeover just is always ridiculous.
You don't even have to be a wrestling fan to watch that takeover and be like, wow. Like, it's so good. It's so brutal. And that ladder match was Edge and Christian-esque.
Yeah.
It was brutal. I loved it, though. That's the only hope. Hopefully Vince either dies or the
Name
board
the
of
show,
directors get rid of him because Triple H needs the blood.
Something's got to happen because if Vince continues to hold the reins for like the next foreseeable future, they're gonna like AEW is gonna be the next big thing.
Dude, the writing has been so atrocious lately. It's so bad. It's almost unwatchable.
Arm wrestling, really?
It's so dumb. And like the whole thing, I just read a thing that Shane McMahon has wrestled on every single card this year. Last year.
Makes sense. The only thing that that I'm liking about it is R-Truth. What kind of segment is he gonna have? He's hilarious. That's really it. Like I just
R-Truth is good. But I do like Bray Wyatt's gimmick. The Funhouse is good.
The Vince McMahon puppet.
So good with the horns.
The horns.
So good. I think there are like some parts that are good, but most of the product is so shit. Doesn't even make sense.
Yeah.
Tomorrow's Blood Money in the Sand doesn't make sense. If they give it to Brock, I'm done. I'm taking a break. If Brock wins tomorrow, I'm done. I can't do it. I can't. That would be it for me. That would be the official.
No, yeah, I would be really upset if they give that belt back to Brock. But I did tell you I'd be okay with Brock being back if he came back. And I saw a funny meme on Facebook talking about how Brock's been on 3 Raws in a row.
Has that ever happened?
No.
Well,
Think about that. Just 3. Only 3 weeks.
But yet it's groundbreaking. I mean, the whole thing is ridiculous. Seth hasn't even defended his title. Like, no, he did against AJ, but still.
Time out.
Yes.
Chris is like, so if I read this correctly, Boston has 32 championships. In the last 10 years?
There's no way.
No. In the last 10 years, Chris, how many titles has Boston won? Not all.
If
like,
it's 32 in the last 10 years, that's amazing.
Oh my goodness. If you're a Boston fan, you've been very blessed.
No wonder they're such alcoholics.
And it's
They're
funny
always
because
celebrating.
Megan, who's on, is a Boston fan.
I mean, if they win, I'm sure they have lots of fans, bandwagoners. Why not? I guess that's awesome. I don't think it's 32 though. I'm guessing
32 is like their
all
of them and their history. I definitely missed the 10-year part.
Yeah, that makes my.
I was gonna say 32 titles in 10 years, man.
I do appreciate your journalism skills. I do. I appreciate that. Yeah, I'm guessing it's 10. Just do the math, engineer. You can do it. I believe in you. What was I even saying? All right, WWE's horrible.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much it. Until we have something good to talk about, we're not going to talk about them. We'll talk more about AEW and Moxley. All right, NBA.
The big one.
This is the big one. I've been so excited to talk about this.
None of our teams are in it, by the way.
No, not even close. I'm a Miami fan.
Although, before we start that, fun fact, today marks the anniversary of the Allen Iverson step over, Ty Lue.
Mm-hmm.
When he shook him, made him fall, and then the infamous stomp over Ty Lue.
Where he wipes his shoes on him. Fun fact about that, everyone seems to forget that they lost 4 in a row after that shot, but, it's a pretty cool moment in history for sure.
Jeremiah wants to know about how we feel about the Cavs hiring of John Beaslem, or however you pronounce his last name.
I mean, it's a move they have to make. They're in rebuild mode. They have no one. The odds of LeBron actually coming back, even if he did, he'd be 34 or 35. You can't build a team anymore, so hire who you can who wants to be in a rebuild. So I think any hire is a good hire for a team like the Cavs. The Cavs probably will never see another ring again, in my opinion. There's
how many years was it? They never
like,
won one in for basketball.
No, it was 50 years that the city had won.
Yeah,
but I think the Cavs have to hire. That's an intelligent hire. I mean, it's not.
Just go out and hire Phil Jackson.
Phil Jackson is a broken man, and what he did wouldn't work in this system. I promise you that.
Apparently, he coached at He coached at her high school.
Oh, very cool. Well, that's Michigan. No,
No.
it doesn't matter. That's pretty cool though. But it's a good hire, safe hire. It's not flashy, but it doesn't need to be. Better than the Lakers. The Lakers have no idea what the hell they're doing. They're just throwing it together. It's so frustrating because as a LeBron fan, I don't know what they're doing. Like you have still right now the best player on the planet. He's only going to be that for maybe another year. Utilize him. But the good news is they can trade for AD. That's now an option. So
but if the Pelicans let it.
True, but if the Pelicans get the number 4 pick, plus some cap space, plus a few players, they'll take it. They're just being petty. They will take it. I don't know though, because all the talks is the Knicks. The Knicks are supposed to get either Kyrie, KD, AD, one of those three, if not all three.
There's no way they can get all three. They can get two of them.
I know they have spots for two maxes.
They have two maxes.
But you can argue, does Kyrie deserve a max?
Brooklyn has 2 max. The Knicks have 2 max.
Well, one of the Brooklyn ones is going to go to D'Angelo Russell. They had to. They weren't going to let Russell go, so he's getting the max. But yeah, no, there's a lot of move. We don't know. We don't know where KD's going. We don't know where AD is going. We don't know.
Kyrie.
Chris Paul is on the trading block.
I take him.
Oh my, in a heartbeat. But it's very interesting to think about like where is it going to go. But the Lakers pissed me off, and I don't like that they threw Magic under the bus. They should have never hired Magic as a president. I do not understand why people think players make good coaches or
they don't.
Officials. That's why Kobe didn't take it.
I know.
Kobe said,
Thank God.
I'm a player. Like, I'm a player. I'm not an owner. I'm not this. I'm not that. I'm a player.
And I don't think basketball was such a big part of his life for 20 years. And now he's off doing his book thing. I mean, he's winning awards. Like, I don't think his focus isn't basketball anymore. And if he was like a coach or a GM, that focus all goes back. He wants to do something new. For 20 years, out of high school to the NBA. Like, I get it, and I love the fact that he said he'll never be a coach or a GM because he just doesn't want to do it. He wants to get away. He wants to try something new. How many athletes do the same thing for so long, and then when they retire, you just don't hear from them because it's all they know? Well, Kobe wants to prove, I know more than just basketball. I have a better IQ of other things than just basketball.
Absolutely. I think I like that Kobe pushes that away. Like, no, my career is one of the best ever. Just let it be. That's good. That's how you should be. It's not
behind Jordan.
Close. Maybe top 10. Doesn't matter. That's a debate for another time. But it's interesting.
Not a debate, but
oh my god. Anyway, Kobe, it's good that he's distancing. Lakers is a shit show. Hopefully they get it situated. I think if they get a big trade, that'll solve a lot of the issues. But big news, I guess. Golden State. The title of this is the collapse of Golden State. Injuries, man.
Bad injury bug. But I was talking to someone today. Breaking news earlier. KD's not playing in Game 4. He's done. He's done for the series. There's something more wrong than they're letting on. Because he got injured, Game 2, 3 or something in the last series?
Yeah, in Portland.
Yeah, and he's still not playing. There's something seriously wrong. You won't see KD again in the series. Klay says he's going to play. If Klay plays, if he can come out and play, it's going to go 7. I don't know who's going to win.
Well, they did say that Klay's coming back for Game 4.
Yes, but if he comes in too early, he can re-injure it, and then he's done.
I think it's a matter of if I was Kerr, I would have let Klay play. I think that Klay is the kind of player that would have just kept going until it tears. He just wants that ring. That's how he is. He's a sniper. He's a beast. That's what he would have done. It was a bad decision to pull him. I get it. Injuries are tough, especially hamstrings. It's so easy to injure it more, but sometimes you got to risk it. A lot of players play injured, especially during finals. You just got to go. Iggy's injured right now. Steph had the flu. I get it. KD probably can't. I'm assuming just from what I know, what little I do know about sports injuries, it has something to do with the ACL. Because if the the Achilles. Because if it's a calf strain, then it's got to be somewhere close enough to the Achilles where all the doctors are saying, no, if you push this, you'll rip your Achilles and that'll end your career. Like, in a lot of ways.
I'm not jumping off the Warrior wagon yet. Klay's gonna play tomorrow. I think if he stays healthy, they can easily. They've proven they can win without KD. They've won 2 titles without KD. So the Splash Brothers, if they both play, the game it's going to go 7 if Clay can stay healthy. If he comes out there tomorrow and God forbid something happens again and he's out, it's done. I mean, Steph's a great player. He put up 47 points last
But
night.
his supporting cast was horrible.
Horrible. And Steph was getting doubled, and he still put up 47 points.
He was a beast. It was one of the best performances I've ever seen.
If Clay gets injured halfway through tomorrow night's game, it's done. The Warriors won't win a game again. They'll finish it out in Toronto. Or will it be in Toronto?
Yeah, if they win tomorrow, they're going to go to Toronto, then back to Golden State.
But I think if Clay comes back and he stays healthy, it's going to go 7 games. I don't think it's definitely going to go 7. I'll pick Warriors, but I'm not like a heavy favorite like I was at the beginning of the series.
Well, I think if they were full, if they had every player, I do think it would have been 5 games or a sweep. I really do, because it just so happens that the players that have fallen open up the floor so much. And Steph is still doing these amazing things, and he's trying his best. But just like when LeBron put up 50 and still lost, you can't be a one-man team in the finals. It does not work. That would have won 90% of the games in the regular season, but against the Raptors, their defense is disgusting. Boogie didn't step up. At all. Kawhi played fantastic. Defense was on par. Nothing you could do. Watching the game, all I could think was they're struggling to close up the paint and stop Steph. So they still won, though. They did everything wrong, and they still won. So I hope that it goes 7 games, and if it does, I'm still picking the Warriors. I don't think the Warriors are the type of team that can lose Game 7s. I mean, yes, they went 3-1 and lost to LeBron, but the momentum swing there was just insane, and they're not that same young team. I think there's a really good chance that they're banking on KD playing Game 6 or 7. That's why I think they sat him. For Game 4 and 5, why bother?
Yeah.
If you're going to bring them in, if you're going to roll that dice, you might as well wait until it matters most, which is Game 6 and 7. So it'll definitely be interesting to see.
Are we running?
What happens. Yeah, it's still going.
All right. Well, we're having a little technical difficulties again, so if anyone asks us a question and we're not answering it,
that's why.
Something's not happening on my phone right now. So we're not ignoring you, I promise.
But I think it's awesome that the Raptors are playing so well. I like that, especially me. I'm the first one to say I was an idiot. I said that the Warriors were going to sweep. I really did underestimate the Raptors. I'm all for it. If the Raptors win it, I'm happy. If the Warriors win it, I'm happy. But this is the kind of series that Steph needs to put that final stamp on his finals, on his career. It's going to be 3 rings. It's going to be his first finals MVP, and everyone's going to remember, hey, remember that time Clay was out and KD was out and all these things were happening and you still won that series? That's what's going to make his legacy, and that's why I think you're going to see Steph, especially if Clay comes back, play out of his mind for the rest of the series. Whether win or lose it, you're going to see the best Steph.
I wish I could agree with you, but I hate Drake so much. If the Raptors win, I'm going to be heartbroken. I'm probably going to curl up in a corner in my room in the dark for a couple days.
See, my hatred for Drake is outweighed by my love for Kawhi Leonard, because this man deserves a ring. He's already got one with the Spurs, but the guy got traded after his big injury debacle because the Spurs didn't believe him, respect him, which he deserved all the truth. Why would he lie, right?
Yeah.
And they traded him. Horrible trade. They got DeMar DeRozan. And Kawhi goes to the Raptors. No, everyone's like, yeah, he'll make the team better, blah, blah. Nobody had them going to the finals. Nobody. No. So, and that's because Kawhi has played outstanding, and if he gets that ring, that is his ring. That is his ring he brought to the Toronto Raptors. I guarantee a franchise most people, including me, counted out this season.
Don't throw so much shade on DeMar DeRozan. He's not a Kawhi Leonard, I'll give you that. He's a decent player, and I felt horrible for him because
he couldn't get it done.
He got traded to the Spurs, and then the very next year, the Raptors are in the final.
Well, it's kind of like he came out and he was pissed moaning. He's like, I was the reason. I was the sacrificial lamb or whatever. It's like, no, bro, you had every opportunity. You couldn't beat LeBron. You choked every time. Like, people forget, like, they got swept last year by LeBron and the no good men. They got swept. DeMar just doesn't have it in him. The fact that the Spurs traded Kawhi straight up for DeMar, the Spurs, including Popovich, should bury their head in sand. Trust me, in 10 years...
No, the Spurs aren't happy because they honestly legit... I don't know if it was they got a grudge because they thought he was faking his injury, so they're just like, he's trouble, let's just get him out of here. Or they honestly thought he was hurt, and they didn't think he would ever come back, so they just...
Dumb. It was dumb no matter what. And Kawhi is showing it, and he's showing it with poise and respect, and I love that. In a game where there's a ton of trash talk, that everyone loves and respects Kawhi. He's socially obviously weird, and I like that.
It's kind of like when the New Orleans Hornets, or whatever they were back then,
What was that?
they traded a young star straight out of high school halfway through his first season, rookie season. That'd be Kobe Bryant, because they thought he was trash.
Didn't he trade him for Kwame Brown?
No, Kwame Brown was like way after Kobe came into the league.
I know that whoever they traded for did not do what Kobe did.
No, absolutely not.
Kobe also did come out and say he was never going to play for that franchise. Like, he wanted to be a Laker day one. So I think Kobe made his own path. He was too good to deny. But I'm okay either way. I do think we're going to see something special with the Warriors. I really do. I think this next game, you're going to see the Raptors pull off the gas pedal because they know it's going to be two. If Klay doesn't play, they're going to go balls to the walls. And if they do that and somehow don't win, the Warriors are going to take it. The Warriors are going to take this series because Klay will be back inevitably. They already said he's likely to return. That's where it gets tricky. Are you the Raptors? Do you ease up, let them take this game? It's tied 2-2. The series resets, and you have home court advantage. Do you play that game, or do you go balls to the walls and then you can win Game 5? It's tough. It's tough. I know that if it's just Steph again, same thing's going to happen.
Thank you, Jeremiah. Boston has won 12 championships since 2000. That's it.
Wow. Well, probably 2009, I'm assuming. Since 2000. Okay.
Since 2000, whatever. They've won 12 championships in like 19 years. That's
crazy.
That's
That's
crazy.
almost one a year.
6 by the Pats.
Shocker. Who could have saw that? But yeah, this series is very interesting. I mean, you've had the Drake drama. You've had the gentleman who was part owner that pushed.
And it was an advisor.
Yes.
And he grabbed onto Lowry.
Yep, and he got a $500,000 fine.
And he's not allowed back at the finals.
Yep, and he's banned from all games for an entire year. So NBA came down pretty hard on him. The thing is he's a $3.2 billion person, so that $500K is the equivalent of if we lost $20.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah.
He laughed at that.
Yeah, it doesn't mean anything. But I think it was just spur of the moment thing. Like, the guy, he did look like he was an ex-slave owner, though. I'm just saying he did.
Chris is not impressed.
With
I don't know. It's
Chris.
Chris.
With how many wins?
I'm assuming that's what he's talking about.
Yeah, I'm sure Buffalo. How many days? Oh, never mind. 0-4 in a row. Anyway, so it's interesting to see. There's been a lot of drama. This has been probably one of the funnest series I can remember since maybe the 3-1.
Yeah, it's just because you don't know where it's gonna go right now. Because
I love that.
It is cool. You don't. This isn't a series like going into it. I was like, oh, it's gonna be 5 games. The Raptors, granted injury, the Raptors are playing some ball. So I feel like it's gonna go 7, and it's gonna be a crazy Game 7.
Yeah, unfortunately, I have to miss tomorrow's game, which I'm super bummed about. But the truth is, if the Warriors don't win tomorrow, it's over. The Warriors win, we get a whole reset, and you get to really find out if the Warriors have it in them without KD. I hope KD doesn't come back. I want that dynamic 3 to win it. I want that's it, and then keep that together. KD can.
They're gonna stay because the Golden State has already come out and said they're gonna give Klay the max deal.
The issue with that though is like, what's Draymond gonna want soon? Like, that's the thing. We don't know. Like, how are you gonna have 3 max players?
I think Draymond's just that guy. Honestly, he's that guy on the court that just wants to win chips, and I feel like he would take.
I think they're all like that though.
Yeah, but I feel like Draymond, out of all of them, would be like, all right, I'll restructure my deal just so I can stay on this team and keep this dynasty together for as long as possible.
I definitely hope there's a breakup as far as KD's leaving. He's going to the Knicks. They're going to give him a huge payday. That's all he wants. He said that. He's vocal about it.
2.0.
Yeah, he says fine. If he wants to go play for the Knicks and get that money, that's fine. He'll never see another ring. I guarantee you the only rings he ever gets is with Golden State. Guarantee you. He's never going to win another chip unless he goes to the Lakers or he joins like I wouldn't even say Boston because Boston can't handle superstars. So I don't know. I don't think KD ever sees another ring. I think some way, somewhere in the future, you're going to see him somehow link up with Westbrook again. And
Yeah, fairy tale ending.
way after their primes.
That's why I think Kyrie's going to join the Lakers. You're going to see it. First Kyrie and LeBron, then down the road you're going to see Westbrook and Durant.
all I want.
Maybe even Harden will join and be the...
Harden. Oh my God.
Shh. I'm not talking about him.
James Harden. But this offseason is going to be really exciting. But these finals, while we're in it right now, it's one of the funnest finals I've ever seen. Just because you don't know, like someone steps up on the Raptors and it's like, what? Like he scored 20. This guy was off the bench. It's crazy. Then you have Steph throwing up 47 points in the game. Inevitably, they were going to lose. You could tell. Some of the shots Steph was taking, he was double, triple covered.
Yeah.
He shot a lot. He had to. But Draymond isn't a shooter, so you can't expect him to do anything. That's not his job. He's the motor to get the shots. But all they had to do is stop Steph, and the other players, if they would have stepped up, they would have won that game easily. That's why a superstar is great.
Yeah.
But it's interesting. Kawhi's just playing like so quietly good. Like it's insane. Like he just does all of the right things.
You haven't really heard about him in the playoffs this year, like through the entire playoffs and today. Like they're not talking about Kawhi that much. It's all about Golden State and the injuries.
Yeah.
Like,
and I hope that doesn't
sneaky good.
He is. He's really good. He's one of those players where I would take in a heartbeat. So it's been a good finals. I like it. I'm glad I was wrong. I was dead wrong about the sweep, and I'm super glad about that. I really hope we get to a game 6 and then KD and it'd be cooler for the Raptors to beat full squad than a broken down one. Like I don't want to see the Warriors dynasty go out like that. I think that would suck. Personally, I want them to end on top and then they all just kind of, well, KD goes to and Boogie's gonna leave, but it's. Well, maybe.
No, Boogie wants that money.
I don't know if Boogie can get offered a max. I wouldn't give Boogie a max. He's been injured twice, and he's coming off an Achilles. He's good, but he's not like as good as he was with the Kings. I would not max Boogie. I would not. No way. The only teams that would max Boogie are the ones that aren't going to win, like the Charlotte Hornets and shit. I mean, they'll max you because who else are they going to pay? But definitely a good franchise or a good series so far.
Yeah,
I've had a lot of fun with it. It's cool to see. Kawhi be reborn in the... I also love the King of the North thing. I think it's the coolest shit ever. But, so we talked a little bit about the pushing Lowry thing. I think it was LeBron like chimed in, made it sound like he straight up punched him in the face. I don't think it's that big of a deal.
It's not.
I mean, it is, but it isn't. Like, at the same time, he like... pushed him like
literally,
this.
yeah, that's like the video. He like barely touches Lowry.
Like you could tell, like he tried his hardest to push him, and he like barely moved. Like I think it's the imagery people are upset with more so than the actual action. Like people are calling for assault charges and stuff. Like, come on, bro, like get out of here. Real quick, some of the free agents that we might see move this year: J.R. Smith. You remember him?
Shirtless Wonder.
Mm-hmm.
The one that forgot how many timeouts was it? How much time was left on the clock?
Yep. Cost him the whole thing.
Woof.
So dumb. Yeah, of course Miami wants him. Don't know why. Pat Riley's senile.
I get Sue, you get him.
Oh God. I think I would take Sue on the Heat before I would take him. Ricky Rubio. He's
pointless. He's done nothing.
He's done nothing, but he's a good piece team. Like if you have an almost there franchise.
He's a great passer.
Yeah.
He's a Jason Kidd, but Jason Kidd could actually shoot the ball.
Yes, Jason Kidd was legit. DeMarcus Cousins, we're going to see him move. It's going to be interesting to see where he goes.
He's going to go to Sacramento.
I think it's going to be Sacramento.
He's going to go back to the Kings.
The biggest question mark, though, by far has to be AD. Where is Anthony Davis going to end up? Strictly because I want him to go to the Lakers. I think the whole league should want him to go to the Lakers because that's exciting. Make the Lakers exciting again.
You get like an AD and then a Chris Paul on the cheap.
Oh God, could you imagine Chris? We said that last week.
Yeah.
Chris Paul, AD, and LeBron. That's as close to an NBA orgasm as I can imagine. That'd be the best.
Family show.
You learned that in health class. You could say that. No, like I could have said some
No.
words. But yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting to see where AD is. I mean, some miracle could happen. He goes to Miami, but
Whoa, bro.
no, I know.
LA, South Beach.
Yeah. I don't know.
I mean, South Beach is nice, but
it also gets murdered by hurricanes all the time.
that does happen a lot.
So, that's
Yeah,
true.
but LA's got the Kardashians, so
That's true.
same thing.
And you have a pretty good shot if you're an NBA player, apparently. I mean, really, Looney could come back for the finals. That could make a difference, but the main ones are if Katie comes back and Kawhi,
Yeah.
of course. So we'll see. Be interesting. And I think, oh yeah, Vince Carter.
He's
It's
retiring
next
after
season.
after this year.
Next season.
25, 23.
23 years. I
23
think.
years in the league.
Insane. Hall of Fame career. I don't think anyone could deny that.
No. Yeah.
He's been consistent. I mean, really, he's been robbing the NBA for about 6 years just off his name. But that's why you should do the dunk contest, because that's why he's famous.
it's
That's
true.
That's why he played 23 years because he dunked once on MJ. That's pretty impressive, to say the least.
Jeremiah, you're a Hornets fan? I'm sorry.
Why do you pick the worst teams, bro? He's a Miami Dolphins fan. He's a Charlotte Hornet. Like, pick one winning team. Hopefully it's NHL. Do you have an NHL team?
Yeah,
like
he likes
Boston?
well, baseball. He likes the Astros. Whatever.
Yeah,
They've won a title.
to even that out, you should have to be a Yankees fan. Like, they have enough World
No.
Series to make
Who
it.
wants to be a Yankees fan?
I am a diehard Yankees
I'm
fan,
sorry.
strictly because they have more championships than
I mean,
any franchise.
listen, I would rather root for the Yankees than the Boston Red Sox. Like,
That's true.
all day, every day.
Boston fans are the worst. All your rings, no appreciation.
I hate Boston.
Yeah, I'm not a Boston fan myself. I
Tom
used to-
Brady fan just because he makes Bills fans angry, but
Yeah.
I hate the Red Sox.
The Red Sox would be cool if they came over and like kneecapped the Buffalo Bills. Then I'd buy a jersey.
I go get a jersey.
Whatever player they
As
have.
the Bills are out having a scrimmage, and then there's like the shield, like they all start coming down.
Beating them with bats. It's phenomenal. Yeah, that's tough, Jeremiah. You should look into trading teams. God, Dolphins and the Charlotte Hornets fan. I mean, at least I'm a Lions fan. I can't say anything about the NFL, but as NBA, I have a few rings with Miami.
Yep.
And Yankees 28 pennants, so we're doing good there.
Yeah, when you have money.
Baseball is broken. Everyone knows that. You literally buy your championships. That's how it works. That's the only way it works. That's how people got $440 million contracts.
Oh, good lord.
God, I'll tell you what. If you're a young kid and you're multi-talented, pick baseball.
Right?
Go into baseball.
You get through that minor league, and you're on the cusp of the major league. You get in there. Woo!
You absolutely, yeah. That's why Russell Wilson had a choice to play MLB or NFL, and he picked NFL. I'm like, are you out of your mind? Like,
Tim Tebow had it right. He'll never make it into the pros, but
No,
he's
but-
trying.
Dude, Tim Tebow did the best with what he had. He was talented and he was a hard worker, but he was not nearly enough to like make it there.
No.
But he's still like everyone knows that name.
Oh yeah,
Tim-
household name.
It literally off of like what? Yeah, household name would be the best way. To
Yeah,
put it,
that's pretty much
actually.
it.
That's actually the best way to put it. I was trying to think of a better one.
I know.
No, that's
I got you.
perfect. But really, I don't think unless anyone else has anything else to talk about, that's pretty much the gist of it.
Pretty much it.
We're in the middle of the finals. We're super excited. So we're probably going to, depending on if it ends early, we'll probably have a podcast about that. Hopefully it doesn't. I think everyone wants a Game 7.
Yep.
For sure. I mean, I do. And the only thing is if it goes Game 7, Drake's going to be there. Unfortunately. So Game 7 means we get Drake.
She loves my jersey.
He loves my jersey. Uncle John loves you, Granger. Very cool. So that's pretty much the gist of it.
Jeremiah wants to know what you thought of Endgame, or us.
Of Endgame?
Yeah.
I thought it was phenomenal.
Well,
10
hold
out of
on,
10.
hold on. Before we get into that, that's going to lead us on a whole nother tangent. So we're going to leave that right there, Jeremiah, and we will talk about that next week, because we want to start, as John said last week, want to start adding some comics and whatever into our segment. So,
Mhm.
but if we go on this nice ride right now,
We'll go an hour and a half.
We're gonna
then.
be here a while, so we will do it next week. We will talk Marvel, Endgame, whatever you guys want to talk about. But once again, if you want to see us do the simulator and the contractions, 20 shares.
20 shares. Just share it like crazy. Share it crazy. Everyone. All 5 of you. 4, technically, because we're 1. Doesn't matter. Share us, and the world will get to know our glory. And it needs to be out there. And, yeah, hopefully The Rock tweets us. I mean, if he tweets us, you know he has like 50 million followers. 1 tweet and he would make us.
Chris, have you not been paying attention the last couple weeks?
Okay, all right.
We're doing the contraction simulator. So, you put it on your stomach and it simulates contractions.
It's supposed to hurt a lot.
It's supposed to hurt a lot.
So
If we get 20 shares and you can't share it 20 times yourself, it's got to be 20 shares from 20 different people. We're going to do it.
Yeah.
On here.
Yes.
Now that you're all caught up.
Live. So everyone needs to share it. If you share it, we shall be in pain soon. But next week we're actually going to have a guest too. It is yet to be announced. So we'll have a guest next week, talk a little bit about sports and whatnot, and we'll get into Endgame, some more comic stuff. We'll make it more nerdy next week. So sports always, but we're about to be in the sports off season a little bit. So
Yep.
We'll get into the other stuff. Either way, next week will be super exciting. And I think that's it. Any love from the rest of them?
That's pretty much it.
Chris just stroking out?
Yeah.
All right.
Chris
Well,
is struggling.
Chris, we love you. You're our number 1 fan. I can't believe you're going to be an engineer. All right. We're out of here. We're going to take off. We'll be back next week. See you.